So let's start with photosynthetic pigments now. Okay, there are three types of photosynthetic pigments. They are chlorophyll pigments, carotenoid pigments and phycobilins. They are chlorophyll, carotenoid pigments and phycobilins. Okay, right. So these chlorophyll pigments are green in color. They are green in color, and these chlorophyll pigments are of 5 types. Those 5 types of chlorophyll pigments are chlorophyll A, B, C, D and E. So these are 5 different types of chlorophyll pigments. Carotenoids are, they appear yellow to orange in color. Yellow to orange in color, and these are of 2 types. They are carotenes and xanthophylls. Carotenes and xanthophylls. Okay, now coming to phycobilins. Phycobilins are of 3 types. These are red to blue in color. Red to blue in color. And these phycobilins are of 3 types. They are phycocyanins, allophycocyanins and phycoerythrins. Right. So these phycocyanins and allophycocyanins are blue in color. These 2 types of pigments are blue in color, whereas phycoerythrins are red in color. Red colored pigments. So this is about 3 types of photosynthetic pigments, but among all these pigments, only few pigments, that is chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B are present in higher plants. Carotenes and xanthophylls are present among carotenoids. So we are studying, in this chapter we are studying about the photosynthesis in higher plants. So in higher plants, the photosynthetic pigments present are chlorophyll A, B, carotenes and xanthophylls. So now let's study these 4 types of pigments one by one. Let's start with chlorophyll A first. Okay, let's start with chlorophyll A now. Okay, chlorophyll A is a universal photosynthetic pigment. It is universal photosynthetic pigment because it is present in all photosynthetic organisms, all types of photosynthetic organisms. And it is also called as primary photosynthetic pigment. Primary photosynthetic pigment because chlorophyll A is mainly involved in trapping the sunlight and converting that sunlight into radiant form of energy. Sunlight is nothing but radiant form of energy. Radiant form of energy into chemical energy, that is ATP and NADPH. Hence it is called as primary photosynthetic pigment. In higher plants, how many photosynthetic pigments are present? Chlorophyll A is there, B is there, carotenes are there, xanthophylls are there. But among all these pigments can trap sunlight. But among all these pigments, chlorophyll A is the only pigment which can trap sunlight and convert that sunlight into chemical form of energy. But all other pigments trap that sunlight and provide that sunlight to chlorophyll A, where chlorophyll A is involved in both trapping the sunlight and converting that sunlight into chemical form of energy. Hence, it is the primary photosynthetic pigment, without which photosynthesis does not occur. Right. So, this is the primary photosynthetic pigment, and its Molecular formula is C55 H72 O5 N4 Mg, and its molecular weight is 893 daltons, and it looks like tadpole-like structure. In its structure, it looks like tadpole. So it exhibits tadpole-like structure. And in its structure, it consists of two parts. So structure of chlorophyll A consists of two parts. They are head and tail. Right. This head is called porphyrin head. This is called porphyrin head, and tail is called as phytol tail. Okay. So this porphyrin head is made up of 4 pyrrole rings. 4 pyrrole rings. And all these 4 pyrrole rings, they are interconnected together. And hence this head is forming closed tetrapyrrole ring structure. Closed tetrapyrrole because it is made up of 4 pyrrole rings. So closed tetrapyrrole ring structure. Whereas tail. Now coming to tail. Tail is 20 carbon tail, and its molecular formula is C20 H39 and OH. Okay. Now let's see the overview of the structure of this chlorophyll. So let's say this is the head of the chlorophyll. This is head of chlorophyll. So what we studied, head is nothing but tetrapyrrole ring structure. So here one pyrrole ring, here one. So totally 4 pyrrole rings are there. These 4 pyrrole rings are interconnected together, forming closed tetrapyrrole ring structure of this head. And to this head, tail is attached. This is tail, with the help of which this chlorophyll A attaches to the thylakoid pigment present inside the chloroplast. Actually, what we studied in thylakoid pigments only, all these chlorophyll pigments or other pigments like carotenes, xanthophylls, all these photosynthetic pigments are present inside the thylakoid membrane, which is present inside the chloroplast. And with the help of this tail only, this chlorophyll A attaches with the thylakoid membrane. Okay, the dimensions of this head is 15 into 15 angstroms. Dimensions of head is 15 into 15 angstroms, and the length of this tail is 20 angstroms. So this is the overview of the structure of the chlorophyll A, and I would like to give you one more point here. Head is hydrophobic. And head is hydrophilic, whereas tail is hydrophobic in nature. We know what is hydrophilic and what is hydrophobic. Hydrophobic in nature. Okay, now let's study the structure of this chlorophyll A little bit in more detail. So in the structure of chlorophyll A, as we discussed, it consists of head and tail. So let's see the structure of head in detail. Then let's see how this tail of the chlorophyll A attaches with head. Okay, so in its structure, it consists of magnesium atom at the center, and it consists of 4 pyrrole rings. We already discussed 4 pyrrole rings. These pyrrole rings consist of carbon atom, 4 carbon atoms and 1 nitrogen. So 4 carbon atoms in its structure and 1 nitrogen is present. Nitrogen is present towards the center, carbon atoms are towards periphery. So like this, 4 pyrrole rings are present. Okay, so this is first pyrrole ring, first ring, second ring, third ring and fourth ring. Fourth ring. Okay, so all these rings are joined together by the formation of methine bridges. So these are called methine bridges. All these pyrrole rings are joined together by the formation of methine bridges. So these are called methine bridges. Okay, now let's number all the carbon atoms which are free, which are present towards periphery. So this is first position, second position, third position, fourth position, fifth position, sixth position, seventh and eighth position. I just repeat. So head of the chlorophyll A, that is porphyrin head, is made of 4 pyrrole rings, 1, 2, 3 and 4 pyrrole rings, and each pyrrole ring consists of 4 carbon atoms towards periphery and 1 nitrogen towards the center, which is positioned towards the center. And these 4 pyrrole rings are attached together by the formation of methine bridges, like this, methine bridges. These are called as methine bridges. And these nitrogen atoms are positioned towards center. So the magnesium atom, which is present at the centermost of the head, is joined with nitrogens, 2 nitrogens, by the formation of covalent bonds. So these are covalent bonds, and 2 other nitrogens by the formation of coordination bonds, like this, by the formation of coordination bonds. And the carbons which are present towards periphery, the free carbons which are present towards periphery, we number them as first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh, eighth. So now let's see what are present at these free carbons, what are attached, what are the groups which are attached at these free carbons. Okay, so at first, third, fifth and eighth positions, methyl group is present. Next, so now what is left? Second position is left, fourth position is left, sixth and seventh positions are left. So at second position, vinyl group is attached, that is CH2. Vinyl group is attached. Now coming to fourth position. At fourth position, ethyl group is attached, CH2, CH3. Next coming to sixth position. At sixth position, cyclopentanone ring is formed. So this is sixth position. At the sixth position, another ring is formed, that is cyclopentanone ring. Another ring is formed. So this is called cyclopentanone ring. Oxygen, this one. So cyclopentanone ring. So if a question is like the head of chlorophyll A, porphyrin head of chlorophyll A is made up of how many rings means? Totally 5 rings. 5 rings. Among these 5 rings, 4 are pyrrole rings and 5th ring is cyclopentanone ring. Okay, so cyclopentanone ring is formed at the 6th position. At the 6th position. Now coming to 7th position. At the 7th position, phytol tail of chlorophyll A. Tail of chlorophyll A is attached to its head at 7th position. So what is the molecular formula of tail? Tail is 20 carbon tail. So what is molecular formula? C20 C20H39OH. OH. Actually, at the 7th position, propionic acid is present. Propionic acid. Propionic acid means it consists of acid group in it. That means it consists of COOH group in it. So, COOH. So, when the phytol tail joins here, a reaction occurs between this acid group and alcoholic group. So, what happens? Hydroxyl group. So, what happens? One molecule of water is removed in the form of one water molecule is removed. So during the removal of this water molecule, here one bond is formed, one linkage is formed between the tail and between the propionic acid attached to the 7th position of this head. What is that linkage? That linkage is called as ester linkage. Now what can we say? We can say that phytol chain is attached to the porphyrin head of chlorophyll A by the formation of ester linkage. Between what? Between the tail and the propionic acid present at the 7th position of this head. So, this linkage, ester linkage is like this. So, carbon. So, this is ester linkage. Ester linkage formed between the phytol tail and the head. So, this is all about the structure of chlorophyll A. I just want to give a quick recap. So, chlorophyll A is made up of head and tail. Head is porphyrin head, tail is phytol tail, and this head is made up of basically 4 pyrrole rings, totally 5 rings, but among 5 rings, 4 are pyrrole rings. These pyrrole rings are made up of 4 carbons and towards center 1 nitrogen is present. So this is first pyrrole, second pyrrole ring, third pyrrole ring and fourth pyrrole ring. All these 4 pyrrole rings are attached together, connected together, interconnected together by the formation of methane ridges like this. Okay, so the nitrogen atoms which are present towards the center are joined with magnesium. This magnesium joins with 2 nitrogen atoms by the formation of covalent bonds and 2 other nitrogen atoms by the formation of coordination bonds. Okay, now at the free positions which are present towards periphery, at the free carbon atoms, that is at first carbon, first position, third position, fifth and 8th positions, methyl group is attached, and at second position, vinyl group is attached. And at 4th position, what is attached? Ethyl group is attached. And at 6th position, cyclopentanone ring is formed. And at 7th position, phytol tail is attached by the formation of ester linkage between phytol tail and the propionic acid present at the 7th position of head. So this is all about the structure of chlorophyll A. Now let's study the structure of chlorophyll B. So now let's study chlorophyll B by making the comparative study of chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Okay. Chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. So chlorophyll A is bluish green in color. This is bluish green in color, whereas chlorophyll B is yellowish green in color. Yellowish green in color. Molecular weight of chlorophyll A is 893 daltons, whereas molecular weight of chlorophyll B is 903 daltons. Next, coming to solubility. So chlorophyll A is soluble in petroleum ether. It is soluble in petroleum ether, whereas chlorophyll B is soluble in methyl alcohol. It is soluble in methyl alcohol. Next, coming to molecular formula of chlorophyll B and A. So actually the structure of chlorophyll B is similar with the structure of chlorophyll A. In chlorophyll B also its structure looks like tadpole-like appearance. So chlorophyll B also consists of head and tail, that is porphyrin head and phytol tail, same as in case of chlorophyll A, but there is one difference between chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. That difference is at third carbon atom, that is at third position, third carbon atom. In chlorophyll A, at third position, that is at third carbon atom, methyl group is present. In case of chlorophyll B, at third carbon atom, CHO group is present. So now let's write the molecular formula of chlorophyll A and B. We know the molecular formula of chlorophyll A, that is C55H72O5N4Mg. Now let's write the molecular formula of chlorophyll B based on this difference. Except this third carbon, entire structure of chlorophyll B is similar with respect to that of chlorophyll A. So the number of carbons present at third position of both chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B is same. Here also one carbon is there and here also one carbon is there. So there is no change in the number of carbon atoms. So C55. Next, coming to hydrogens. So number of hydrogens present at the third position of chlorophyll A is 3 hydrogens, whereas in chlorophyll B is only 1 hydrogen. That means in chlorophyll B 2 hydrogens are lesser than that of chlorophyll A. So H70. Here H72, but here H70. Next, coming to oxygen. So in chlorophyll A, O5. Here there is no oxygen, but here one oxygen is extra. So O6. Next, rest all is same, that is N4Mg is same. There is no change in N4Mg. So what is the molecular formula of chlorophyll B? C55H70O6N4Mg. So this is all about chlorophyll pigments. In the next video, I will be starting with carotenoid pigments, that is carotenes and xanthophylls. Thank you, students.